We're here for our weekly press conference with head coach Jody Wright, head of #1 North Dakota State rolling into Murray, Kentucky this week. We'll open it up for any questions at this time.
No, we've been palsing around with them just a little bit. This is a real opportunity for your team, right?
Yes, anytime you get to play a #1 team in the country and, got so much respect for North Dakota State, their program, like I said, there's probably not – you want to talk about dynasties, that they're a dynasty and won a lot of national championships, and you watch them play, and it's the same stuff that's shown up every year that you watch them. I remember in the NFL, when you turn on North Dakota State, you're usually seeing big and physical and guys that played football with a passion. Zeb Nolan, our quarterback coach, played there, and Jay Johansson, our starting quarterback, that also played there. So, they got a lot of guys that know about the tradition of that place. But, them in South Dakota State, very, very hard-fought game with two excellent football teams that played Saturday night. So it's a great opportunity. It's going to be a great challenge. The #1 North Dakota State Bison coming in here. It's probably history. I don't know how many times the #1 teams rolled into Murray State like this. So, we're definitely going to have our best and then some Saturday night. And, we're definitely looking forward to the challenge.
It's just one of the ones that, preseason coming into the weeks, you look at it on your schedule, you circle this one, knowing this is a real chance to see some great competition.
Yep.
This is what it's all about to be playing in this conference.
Yeah, they're definitely I say this conference is like the best of the SEC and the best of the Big Ten if you threw them all in a conference, and we're definitely seeing that every week. Illinois State, a great team we played last week, a nationally ranked team. At North Dakota State, you pop out and watching them on tape, the one thing you say is they play a relentless style of football. They're big and they're fast. They trigger, but they're physical, a testament to their program, their coaching staff. So we're going to have to be at our best. You have to execute at a very high level. They don't make mistakes. They play sound football. They play smart football, and they play physical football. So, we're going to need a great crowd. And like I say all the time, don't just come, bring 25 friends or as many as you can get in the car. But I can't say enough. Last week, homecoming, great crowd, great atmosphere, and we're going to need that again with the #1 team in the country coming in.
Given a great team, nationally ranked team like Illinois State, the game that you guys did, is there anything that you're kind of taking away from that one, hoping to come into this one?
Yeah, when we talked to our guys and, trying to get them to believe, it's a game of inches. And there was a couple, whether it was a chance to block a punt, a guy going up, catching a 50-50 ball over us, or us not making a 50-50 catch, and it's a game of inches. And I say it every week, we're having some growing pains and we're behind. And I say it's no different in life. If you're behind, you got to run faster to catch up. So I told our players, it's like last week, we're going to coach harder, and we got to close that gap between us and some teams in the conference. And I think we were a better football team last week against Illinois State than we were the week before. And that's going to be our goal this week, to become a better football team. And like I told them, we can't control sometimes who we're playing, but we can control how we play. And there's so many things that we've got to get better at, and that we got to clean up. And, and sometimes it's a challenge when you're playing elite teams every week to improve some things that, yes, you would like baby steps, but hey, that's life. And like I tell players all the time, nobody's feeling sorry for us. We lost some players to injury last week, and had a lot of players having to play banged up and all that, but that's football. And, that's life. I tell them all the time, you're not going to feel like going to work one day, and, but the rent's still going to be due and the kids still want to be fed. So, you got to find a way and, get back up off the mat and fight. And that's what we're going to do this week. And as long as I'm the head football coach here, and as long as I tell our team, as long as there's a Murray State football helmet, that's the standard we're going to want to play to.
Well, here's the great thing about college football. Upsets have happened.
Yeah.
Are you going to play on that this week, try to get these guys to remember?
That's a good question. Guys, it's and it would definitely be an upset to be the #1 team in the country, and but I try to focus our guys just every week, because the only thing we can control is playing the best football we can play. And sometimes we can't control how good of our opponent plays. Sometimes you can by the way you play, but ultimately you can control how good you play, which that's going to be our two. But, as always, you want to show guys that, hey, I always say there's not a football program in this country that's never that's won every single game. And, there's not a great football program that hadn't been upset before. So, definitely we'll do any type of motivational tactic we can. But, I think when you pop on the tape in North Dakota State, you better be motivated to try to match their style of play because, like I said, I give all the credit to their coaching staff and their players because they're playing at elite level.
Is it their size that is the main thing with them?
And they've got good size, and I would say there's just like a lot of teams they got good size. I would say just watching them on defense, they trigger and like they don't. I don't know how you describe it. Like they play relentless defense, just absolutely relentless. They're flying to the ball and they arrive fast and a lot of times with bad intentions. And offensively, they're physical, running the ball, and they can do shifts, motions, and you can tell how smart they are by the different things they ask their offense to do. And, credit to Cam Miller, their quarterback. He's a senior. I think he's got 14 touchdowns this year and hasn't thrown an interception, I believe. And, in the typical North Dakota State offense, they've got, receivers that can hurt you, tight ends that can hurt you, really good running backs. But, it starts with him at quarterback, and he's a headsy, smart football player, and he can make all the throws, and like a lot of good quarterbacks they've had there, I think he'll be a guy that we'll be seeing playing on Sunday one day.
I know you are able to get whatever film you want to on these guys anytime you want, but boy, you had a great opportunity Saturday night with them right on ESPN2 there.
Yeah, I went home, and I always say when we had a ball game, I feel like we should win every game, and and you trying to move on, play with your kids, and all that, and then. My mother was in town, so I got to spend some time with her. But and I definitely watched it, and got an early start. And like I said, it was a battle of the Titans, and they both showed basically what you thought they were, first class football teams. And so we're gonna have our hands full. And one other guy that on offense they got is Bryce Lance, and you can tell he definitely caught a lot of balls from his brother Trey back in the day because he can catch really good. He's got 5 touchdowns, and Mr. Brown, their running back, 7 touchdowns. So they were close to 600 yards rushing. So we're gonna have to tackle. I thought our tackling improved last week, but they got a lot of guys that. You better wrap up good fundamentals, and you better have a lot of people rallying to the football.
Before Murray State got into this league, people that were out here didn't know
Yeah.
about it really, except for North Dakota State on TV in January playing the championship. But kind of important is it to have guys like Jaden and Zeb into that program.
It does help. Yeah, it does help guys having somebody on your coaching staff that has played there, and also somebody on your team that has played there. And it's what they say about them, it shows up on film. The physicality, the smarts, the good sound football, and I know it's a new staff, a lot of new staff for them this first year. Coach Polisek's first year, but he's coached there before, and he's done a great job. He knows the North Dakota State standard and the style of football they like to play, and he's got them on the right track. They've only lost 1 game to Colorado, and they played Colorado down to the last seconds, and could arguably won that game either way. But they hadn't had a lot of hiccups, and they played a lot of good, clean football this year. So. It's going to be a challenge, but like I said, that's one good thing about this conference. You get to play these teams, and it's neat. I love big games. I love playing great opponents. Some people think you're probably crazy for that, but I enjoy it. But it's definitely a challenge because you got to be on your best every single play, and I think our team's got to embrace that challenge because, like I tell them all the time, we signed up for this, so. We might as well go out and give our best.
You've had no shortage of elite competition this year. It seems like every week you guys are going and lining up as a national team. Especially for some of the younger guys in the program, you think they're just getting more and more used to being in that spot every week?
Yeah. I think, and like I said, it's just no different than playing like in the SEC and Big Ten, and And I tell our guys all the time, it's a great opportunity. If you want to be the best in football, it's a great opportunity to show you can be one of the best college football players in this country. And there's a reason so many players have gone to the National Football League in this conference. And, I would argue, I think we've probably got the hardest schedule this year in FCS football history. But it's also, I try to spin it, and it's a great opportunity for our guys to show what they can do. It's a great opportunity to recruit to show players, hey man, you gotta go out there in games that matter, games that, just for North Dakota State and South Dakota State to be a nationally televised game on Saturday night is something special. And like I said, a credit to this conference for having that. So, but yeah, our young players, they definitely, you see it on tape, and just like me, you see it on tape, and sometimes you see it in person, and you have even more respect for it after seeing the style of play in this league. And I think we've learned as a coaching staff, and just like our players, like it's a bigger, faster, stronger league, and we definitely got to get bigger, faster, and stronger. And a real big emphasis on getting bigger. And I tell guys all the time, if we're not big, you got to find a way to play big. And we're definitely gonna have to find a way to play big Saturday night.
Well, Saturday afternoon. Speaking of bigger, faster, there were quite a few young guys who looked bigger, maybe some faster. And 200 recruits. Is that right?
Yeah, so we had over 200 recruits here Saturday. So I think, it was a program record by about 100. And, it's great for, credit to Racer Nation, this university and athletic department for all the work done in the homecoming and our players. We try to go out as much as we can in the community. The main thing I enjoyed so much at homecoming was getting to see all the former players in this room. And we brought some former players, Michael Proctor, Eric Kriegler, and Terry Love to come speak to our team before the game. And just the passion they have for Murray State football was just amazing, and the message they gave our players. But it was so neat for me personally and humbling to see all the players, a lot of them that have played on championship teams. And that's one thing we're working to get that back, and to get this program back to a championship level. And yes, it's tough. We're in a tough conference, and there's growing pains, but we know, hey, what it means to so many people. And if you're a competitor, you love the challenge. And I was talking to recruits today and trying to do film, and I told our coaching staff, nobody's going to feel sorry for us. And yes, we may be a little bit behind. We got to run faster to catch up. So, I can't say enough about the support we've had, and we're going to promise you we got brighter days ahead.